everybody. Welcome back to Douglas Gaming. It's Terry. Today we are doing some Genshin Impact. We're gonna be doing the Feline Fortress event stuff. I don't know how much is here, so we'll probably also be doing Layla's Hangout. Just turn on the Feline Fortress one. Make sure everything is posted everywhere. Oh, it's frozen. Okay. I can fix that. Okay, now we're good. Whoopsie, I forgot that I needed to redo that. Unless it's outside the cabinet. But it looks like it should be inside. Thing, so. Nope. It's outside.
Oh, looks like Margaret is talking with those two people over there.
You know, those two random people. We don't know one of them at all.
Wait, is that Rosaria? Huh. She's standing next to an adventurer Paimon doesn't recognize.
Do you think she's here to visit the cats?
Say no more, Valerina. I'll continue to help you out, just as Victoria requested. Look after the cats, check up on their health, give them a bath. These are all things well within my capabilities.
Do not give the cats baths. They clean themselves.
That doesn't solve our biggest problem, though, Miss Rosaria. The cats have been so anxious. If we can't get them to trust us, they're sure to get sick from all the anxiety. We just opened, and the Furball Fortress is already about to go under.
I don't know what that is.
Well, panicking certainly isn't going to solve the problem. The fact is, neither of us has a way with cats. That's not something I can change.
Hi, Rosaria! And hello to you too, Miss Adventurer. Sounds like you're all really worried about something.
Our cat saviors! They've appeared already!
We have agreed to nothing.
Saviors? Seems a bit sudden considering we just met.
I smell a commission.
I'll try to keep it short. My name's Valerina, and I really like small animals. Recently, I've been trying to set up a shelter for stray cats. I call it the Furball Fortress. I thought it would be a good way to rescue those poor animals that have nowhere to go. Plus, getting them off the streets will improve the overall environment and look of the city. It's a win-win. The sisters over at the church heard about my plans and sent over the kindly Miss Rosaria to help.
They really thought Rosaria was the best one to send over? Okay.
I wouldn't exactly describe myself as kindly. I just accepted the assignment from Victoria. After all, I was the only one with any knowledge of medicine, or the spare time to help.
Well, it seems like you've got quite the plan, Valerina. Thanks for bringing us up to speed. So, what had you so worried just now? Are you short on Mora? Are you missing something you need?
No, I've got more than enough Mora. The funds, the location, the supplies, all the various procedures. They've all been settled.
Okay.
The main problem is, the cats. They, keep swatting at me.
You sure they don't just want to play?
They're always hissing and swatting.
Oh.
They won't let me approach them, not even with treats.
The cats are afraid of me as well. They run away the minute I'm in the vicinity.
Oh, Paimon has heard something like this before. There's something about certain people that just makes cats afraid. Huh. A kind-hearted cat rescuer who doesn't get along with cats. Seems like just visiting the cat's tail would be enough to leave you flustered, let alone running your own cat shelter.
That's why we consulted an expert. But Miss Margaret wasn't able to offer a solution to our problem. She's short on workers, so she couldn't spare anyone to help us either.
So we're gonna pick a random person off the street that walked up to us.
She did give us one piece of advice, though, to enlist the help of the honorary knight and their trusty helper in white.
Thank you for the follow. Sorry, Ellen Shaw or Ian Shaw? Shaw. Sorry. Thanks for the follow, though.
We had just wrapped up our conversation, and the next thing we knew, you two appeared before us like saviors sent by Lord Barbados himself.
Well, Paimon's not sure how much Lord Barbados would know about taking care of cats. But that aside, we've never even worked at a shelter before, but somehow we've been turned into the saviors of the entire operation.
But it's perfect timing.
Well,
Let's go.
that's true. Even if Paimon has no experience working at a shelter, she's confident she can get on their good side just fine. Like, that's all we need to do here, right? We just need to show Valerina and Rosaria how to get friendly with the cats, and everything else should fall into line.
Feel free to focus your efforts on Valerina. Just call me if any of the cats need medical attention. If you all can keep the shelter running with minimal effort on my part,
Rosaria is all too happy.
this errand might turn out to be a good use of my time after all. It's better than church activities in any case.
Oh, she's gonna use us to make this free time.
Ah, so that's why you agreed to help. You just wanted to shirk your church duties.
Well, I guess I should show you around first. Follow me, you two. Let's make our way to the Furball Fortress.
We're finally using another building. How exciting. So exciting.
Oh, it's just a regular house. Gotta say, Paimon was expecting something a little bigger with Fortress in the name and everything.
This was the biggest space I could find in the city over the past few weeks. The rent is cheap, so that's a plus. A half a year's worth of rent, along with all the cat's tail-inspired furnishings, only cost me a few million mora. Of course, not all of the cats will be staying indefinitely. We plan to offer some of the healthy ones up for adoption. As long as the new future owners prove capable and the cat seems like a good fit, they're welcome to take their new pet back to a loving home.
So we have to prove we are perfect for at least one cat.
This location is definitely good enough. We could even expand the business one day and start sheltering stray dogs, foxes, or even squirrels. When that day comes, though, I'll probably have to think of a different name. Maybe the Furball and Friends Fortress would be a better fit.
If they're all furballs, it can still just be the Furball Fortress.
I would suggest letting all of this play out first. You still don't know if the customers will even get along with the strays.
Huh? Look over there! That cat is staring at us.
Oh, it's the little white cat. She's super afraid of people. She ran away when we tried to give her a bath. It took us forever to track her down again.
I think it just means she doesn't like baths.
She looks so soft and clean, and her fur is so white and fluffy, just like fresh fallen snow. Wait, that's perfect! We should call her Snowball!
No, I like Snowball. But, okay, Pudding, I guess. That's such a weird one. Snowball.
Ooh, Those are some good names, Traveler, but Paimon thinks she likes Snowball best. Here, kitty, kitty. That's it, Snowball. Good kitty. That's a good kitty.
The cat doesn't see Paimon as a threat. The cat sees her as a bird.
It's been, what, a minute? And you already got the cat to listen to you. Did you see that, Miss Rosaria? She's practically a miracle worker. You really are a cat whisperer.
It's gonna be so funny if it's just that the cats see Paimon as a bird and sort of want to hunt her.
That was nothing. They may be strays, but as long as you give them a good name and call them with love, you're sure to gain their trust eventually.
And that's the problem with Rosaria.
First things first, though, you gotta pay attention to the way you interact with them. How should Paimon put it? Basically, it all comes down to your demeanor. For example, you can't just stand there trembling in fear, Valerina. If you're afraid, the cats are sure to become afraid as well. As for you, Rosaria, you might want to keep an eye on your, facial expressions.
The ones that look like murder.
These poor creatures, picked up off the streets, given a name, and they now have a loving home. Fate is kind to even the lost souls who have wandered astray.
Oh no, we made Rosaria feel things.
This city really has brought peace and happiness to us all.
There you go.
Hey, Snowball is snuggling up to Rosaria. Looks like she's not afraid of her anymore.
Did Rosaria just smile?
We should pretend like we didn't see anything.
No matter. There are more important things to focus on. Anyway, it's getting a bit stuffy in here. I'm going to go get some air. Call me if you need me.
It's funny that Rosaria doesn't get her
Paimon thought Rosaria would be happier about that.
because she's basically a cat. She doesn't want to admit she wants you around. But she wants to be around you, but only if it's in a quiet environment.
Please, teach me more of your ways, Honorary Knight. And you too, oh great cat whisperer. We're sure to get more and more strays coming to the Furball Fortress, and I doubt all of them will be as friendly as Snowball. There's still so much I don't know about interacting with them.
No problem. Just watch and learn. It's about time we move on to a more advanced lesson. How to get the cats not to just trust you, but to like you. It's all about patience. As long as you put in the effort to get to know them, you'll become best friends in no time.
Okay, but that's not gonna work for customers that are just here to see the cats for like an hour or two.
I completely understand. The Furball Fortress is still in its trial phase, so the more I can learn at this stage, the better.
Okay. I have to fit exactly. Oh, that's fine. Touch the tail, but yep, yeah, I got that. Nope. There we go. Still want to keep. No. Try roaring at it. No. We sure are. What do you think cats can understand? Yeah, take nothing you currently like? Well, there's nothing you currently dislike. I'll understand Rosaria for the both of us. Turning bad, yes. Yeah, because they're worried about a rainstorm coming. Yup. Since when haven't I paid close attention to cute kitties? Come on, man. I'm sorry. Okay, so you like both paws. This really isn't that hard. Oh, Razor! Hi! Come to learn about cats today. How's it going? Dust ball. Razor staring in silence. Like he's clearly communicating. Okay, but there aren't dogs here. There are only cats. Okay. I gave you half of my portion of pancakes, remember? Nice. There is nothing up here. Boo. Okay, so So yeah, I'll have to wait to do these two. Alright, that means we get to go on to the hangout. Sir Pouch. Okay. Yeah, for Layla's last time we went down this whole story path with learning about Other Layla and stuff and the wisdom sealy. This time we're gonna go over on the other side.
again. Sorry, but I don't...
You seem tired.
Yeah, I was originally looking up some information at the House of Dana.
Oh no, she's stressed.
I should have been done with the first draft. Well, but who am I? I should probably notify my advisors sooner than later. To be honest, I haven't slept a wink. Lack of sleep hinders my ability to focus, and I've seen the caliber of the other academia students. Oh, if it wasn't for someone who's been helping. If that was the case, I would have... this might sound... due to my lack... Yeah, but... my homeworks, but that's not all. I really don't know what's going on, but maybe the stars above decided to help out after... but there's no point in me It comes down to my own... Oh no, I've already... I still... Yes, but time's of the essence. But the wisdom Sealy... if you want its help, all you... no one knows. But getting an answer all comes... all I can do... who knows if it'll... Trying my luck with another...
It's too risky.
You're right. But what do we do from here? Rest? But my deadline's just around the corner. Oh, I don't think I can afford to rest right now.
But you won't be able to write anything good in your current state.
You do have a point. Oh, sorry. I tend to panic easily, as you can see. Then how should I rest? I definitely won't be able to sleep. As soon as I close my eyes, all kinds of thoughts start floating into my head.
Let's go to the cafe.
Oh, that's a good idea. A cup of coffee might help clear my head. Let's go.
Oh my god, Layla, no, you're supposed to be sleeping. You can't drink coffee.
Let's sit down here and have some coffee and sweets. It'll help me put my thoughts together. No, we're here to rest. My problems will have to wait for now.
Oh, hey, Layla.
Huh?
I'm one of Layla's classmates. I just came by to say hi. We just submitted our theses and we're totally beat. Everyone will be meeting here to celebrate. Seeing how relaxed you look, you must have already had your thesis finished ages ago.
No, she does not.
Oh, no, I'm actually having a lot of trouble with it.
I'm just trying to take a break.
You say that every time we talk, but you've never missed a deadline. Not only that, your papers are always well written and thorough. Your advisor is constantly praising your work.
Aw, so she just has a lot of anxiety and self-doubt.
Yet you're always going around saying stuff like, I can't make it, I don't understand, I'm super worried. That kind of talk doesn't reflect your work at all, you know.
Well,
For starters, she doesn't even try to participate with the group at all. It's one thing that she's not willing to help us, but she doesn't even bother showing up for our discussion meetings.
That's mostly because she's asleep.
Every time we come to see her, she looks out of sorts and on the verge of a breakdown.
Because she's shy and nervous.
It's not like we can't finish our own theses without her, but no one wants to always see her this way.
I know. Sorry.
You should learn to respect people.
Whatever, there's no point in starting an argument here. If you think she can justify her behavior, then that's your opinion.
Thanks for standing up for me. I really want to help the others, but most of the time I'm barely scraping by myself. There's very little I can help with.
Because you don't want people to know that you're getting help from someone else.
Yeah, I can't ever tell my classmates about that. I'd be a mess if they ever reported it to my advisor. It's really just a big misunderstanding, and there's nothing I can do about it. Everyone just gives me weird looks and judges me. It's making it really difficult to find friends.
Poor dear.
It's actually pretty rare for someone to actively engage in a conversation with me, like you do.
I think I understand the situation now.
Huh? What do you mean?
You gotta improve yourself and not rely on this external power to break the cycle.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Seems you know just as well as I do. The thing is, I'm terrible under pressure. That's just my nature. Even the thought of everyone's expectations back home is enough to make me feel nervous. And the more nervous I get, the worse things become around me. Take what Munira just said, for example. I don't think I'll be able to get it out of my mind for the entire day. That means I won't be able to relax at all today.
And then you'll be tired again for tomorrow. Man, you just have really bad anxiety. Seems like we need to find a way for you to relax.
Completely relax? But we're at a cafe. Is this not relaxing enough?
You're taking your studies too seriously.
I know, but... Alright, no more buts. My life is a mess because of the decisions I've made for myself. I should listen to your advice this time. How do I completely relax?
Let's leave soon.
Sightseeing. That does sound pretty nice. I haven't set foot outside the academia in quite a while. I used to enjoy visiting the rainforest, but it's been a while since I've been there. Maybe a lot has changed.
It's the rainforest. I don't think much has changed.
Okay, why don't we go there and take a look? Even the air here feels more relaxing. I just want to forget about the thesis altogether. I'm just kidding. Knowing me, I'd only be able to forget about it for a little while.
Yeah, it always comes back to haunt you, huh?
This doesn't count as trying to avoid my problems, does it?
No, your state of mind. Self-care is important, Layla. We're here for self-care.
That's quite the legitimate excuse. No, it's more of an explanation. Even I'm starting to get bolder with my words. I grew up in a place like this, looking into the distance now with the breeze in my face makes me feel like a kid again. Oh, those were the happiest days.
What did you usually do as a kid?
I had a bunch of friends back then, and we would go pick wild berries in the woods. No matter what ingredients we found, we would cook them over a fire, and whoever lost one of our games would have to eat all of it.
That sounds a little risky.
No, it wasn't that bad. It really depended on how lucky you were. Grilled apples and sunsettias are actually quite delicious.
Why don't we find something to grill?
Sure. I haven't done that in ages. Let's go. Apples and zaytun peaches were the most popular fruits back then. Oh, and of course grilled fish is delicious too. Fish skin releases oils while cooking, which drip into the fire and cause it to burn even brighter. But we would always get yelled at by the grown-ups if they caught us sneaking into the river to catch fish. What's the big deal? We just want to swim. That's what we used to say. But now that I think about it, it really was quite dangerous. Thank goodness nothing bad ever happened.
You know, like a kid falling in the river and then never remembering it because the other version of them saved them.
I think we found enough now, don't you?
No, we'll never have enough. One apple, one hara fruit, one peach.
Alright, these should be enough. There's nothing like the smell of fresh ingredients. They already smell delicious. I'll be here cleaning the ingredients. Can you please fetch some firewood for us?
Well, go hit a tree.
Lights out.
Allow me!
Rain outlines your fate. Huh? Rain cutter.
Let's just talk to Layla.
Fresh food is the best. I feel like I've traveled back in time. We all used to run around in the woods when we were kids. Trees and mud was the world we knew best. It doesn't matter how long I'm away from the forest, I won't ever forget the feeling of running through the trees. How about you? Can you relate to that feeling? It's almost like not knowing the world will change or ever expecting it to change.
I'm afraid not. I'm always on the move.
Whatever the case, it's a very warm feeling. In the end, I passed the admissions exam, and the life I had led came to an abrupt end. Later, as I sat in a lecture at the academia, my mind started to wander and I began to think about home. It was then that I realized how long it had been since I went back. I can't go back anymore, and other similar thoughts started to come to mind. I guess I'm still not used to being in the academia yet.
It's normal to be
You're right. So we should let go of the past. I suppose this is also part of growing up. But reminiscing about the carefree life of being a kid sure works wonders for the mind. You start missing those moments once you leave them behind, and that's part of moving forward. From now on, I'd like to cherish every single day of my life, even when it's not the smoothest of rides. I'll take the compliment.
Did not pick what. I'm sorry, I was clicking through. I'm sorry. Oh no, I messed up.
A little bit of sugar and a good view really go a long way for relaxation. I thought it'd be impossible for me to enjoy something like this. I thought I'd never be able to get my mind off my thesis. But now, I feel like I'm fully enjoying myself. It's really great. So, what are we doing next?
Sometimes you don't need a plan.
You're right. I've been doing research for so long that I'm used to having a certain routine. A carefree stroll. I like the sound of that. Wow. I never knew there was such a large lake here. It's so beautiful. The feeling of cool lake water can wash away all your troubles.
Layla yawning is making me tired.
Can you wait for a minute? I'd like to wash my face. I think it'd be refreshing.
Why don't we just swim?
A swim? I can't remember the last time I went swimming. I might not even know how to anymore.
It's one of those things you never forget. Because if you forget, you die.
Okay. I'll try to swim over there.
Let's see who gets
Wait, no. I'll definitely lose. No. Forget about winning or losing, Layla. It'll be fun either way.
It's about swimming.
Wait, we're starting already?
Layla, I really wish they spawned her in so I could race her, but right now, it's so big. Layla, I died.
Wow, the feeling of, can you wait,
Why don't we go for a
I
swim?
can't remember the, okay, wait, no, wait, we're starting already?
Wasn't good.
As expected, I lost. How would I be able to beat an adventure
I
at
was
something
worried
like
you would drown. I was
this?
gonna say that. You were a great
Really?
Layla.
Among my childhood friends, I was considered one of the more athletic ones. But that's just like how I used to think that I had a gift for learning. After coming to Sumeru City, I realized that I only thought that because my hometown is such a small place. On top of that, I'm getting weaker and weaker because I'm barely able to sleep nowadays. There's no way I can bring myself to brag about anything now.
You're too modest.
Please, you're always encouraging me. I'm starting to feel embarrassed. But swimming again really feels great. Every muscle in my body was engaged. I probably wouldn't have to worry about my thesis if I turned into a fish, don't you think? I'm just kidding, of course. I'm sure fish have worries of their own. I'm quite content with how things are right now. Let's keep going, shall we?
Go tell Layla.
There's a mushroom here. You want to jump on it to see what's up there? I haven't done this in a while. I kinda want to give it a try.
So many bouncy mushrooms.
We've walked pretty far now, but I barely felt the time passing by. I've been staring at books in my thesis every day. I've forgotten how nice and happy life actually can be. You're right. No matter how much of a hard time I'm having in academics, I should still find the time to look after myself and fulfill my needs. You really understand more about life than I do.
Would you like to take this opportunity to release all your stress?
Release my stress? Oh, I see what you mean. Being at the top of a mountain really does make someone want to yell out loud.
Is this where Navia got the idea to just start yelling on top of a mountain?
But it's a little uncivilized, isn't it?
But we're already here.
Alright, I'll give it a try. Just promise not to laugh, okay? Ah!
Good job.
What an amazing day!
Do you feel better?
It feels like my entire body is bubbling with excitement after yelling like that. This happiness was so common as a child, but before I knew it, this feeling was buried in the bottom of my heart. It's getting late. Why don't we rest here for a while? I'll tell you some interesting astrology stuff when the stars come out.
We gonna stay overnight? Gonna do a camp out?
Oh, but it's alright if you don't want to listen to that kind of stuff. We can also tell jokes about life, or talk about anything you're interested in.
We can chat about anything.
Okay, then I'll tell you more about me. The only reason I ever chose to study astrology is because of how beautiful the stars are at night. That's all. My teacher told me that nature possesses a certain power that grants people an equal amount of kindness and fairness, regardless of the different talents they may possess. And that's why I wanted to call the kind person who's always helping me as the blessing from the stars. The stars in the sky are something that brings happiness to people.
They truly are.
Everything about home is filled with purity and passion. My memories of that place are wonderful. I never want to forget them. If I were to ever discard anything so pure, I don't think I'd ever be able to find a place to anchor myself in the vast sea of knowledge. That's why, no matter how tiring or how hard it gets, I won't let my family down. They are already an important part of me.
Another reason not to lose yourself under the pressure.
Yeah, thank goodness you were there to help me out, or I don't know where I would have ended up. We probably still have a while until the stars come out. Only kids sit around like this, waiting for the stars to appear.
Why don't you take a nap, Layla? Yup, I'll protect this precious moment. Alright, 2 more endings. Yeah, the other 2 endings are on this chain. Because there's one where we succeed in studying and one where we don't.
Everything is negotiable, except overtime.
One of my favorite cutscene of the end thumbnails. Of the end cards that are in the library, so. Really connected, not too long,
Let's sit down here and have some coffee and sweets. It'll help me put my thoughts together. No.
Oh, hey, Layla.
Huh?
I'm one of Layla's classmates. I just came by to say hi. We just submitted our theses, and seeing how relaxed you look, you must have...
Oh, no,
You say that every time, yet you're always going around.
Well,
For starters, she doesn't even try to participate with the group every time we come to see her. It's not like we can't finish.
I know.
Whatever, there's no point in If you think she can justify her...
I really want to help the others, but yeah, it's really just... It's actually pretty rare for someone to actively engage... Huh? What do you mean? Yeah. The thing is, I'm terrible, and the more nervous I get, the worse... Face it head on? What should I do? Do you really think I can?
break down the final parts into smaller steps. Break it down into smaller steps is honestly good advice. That is how I do it with my so yes.
Okay. I've got a pen and paper with me. Let me go through them real quick. The theory sections are pretty much finished. I'll be able to finish organizing the rest on my own. As of now, I'm missing crucial observation data. I need the results of an observation to validate the conclusion of my thesis. And then there's the preparation for my thesis defense. I'll need to mentally prepare.
I can help you.
What? You want to help me with my thesis?
If it gets you to go to sleep, yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't even know how to show you my gratitude.
Don't worry about it.
You're so kind. I had no idea I'd meet someone so nice in Sumeru City. Okay, I'll do my best. It's the least I can do, considering everything you've already done for me. First on the list is the experiment to get observational data. I actually had it all planned out several days ago and even borrowed a celestial globe from a Mahamata. However, the weather was rainy every single day after I borrowed it, and I was unable to compare the night sky against the celestial globe. There were a lot of people waiting to borrow the celestial globe, and I wasn't able to extend my time slot, so I returned it and haven't been able to borrow it again since.
Yeah, that sounds not good.
That's why I still haven't performed the necessary observations yet. I don't know what to do.
So you're lacking the equipment.
That's right. The celestial globe is a high-precision device used specifically for researching the stars. Submitting an application to borrow one from the academia is pretty much the only way for me to get my hands on one. Huh? Why the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, because Catherine has a network.
Oh, I see. The Adventurers Guild is open to everyone's commission, so she might have some ideas. Okay, let's go and try our luck.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How can I help you today?
I'd like to... I have a commission. It's kinda strange. How should I put this?
We need to borrow a high-precision celestial globe. Do you know where we can find one?
Right. Equipment at the academia is in very high demand, and we aren't able to borrow one now. We were hoping someone else might have something similar that we could use.
I don't know anything about astrology, so I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the device you are looking for. However, one of our requesters happens to be an astrology enthusiast. I hear that he's a collector of all sorts of specialized astrology equipment.
Therefore, he probably has this globe.
After the Adventurers Guild helped him out, he indicated that he'd be happy to return the favor if the adventurers ever need it. Perhaps we could arrange a meeting between you two. That should help solve your problem.
Really?
You're welcome. It's my job to provide adventurers with the necessary support. The man's name is Azam. Here is his address. You can go ahead and pay him a visit.
Hello, are you Azam?
Yes, I am. How may I help you?
We need your globe.
Ah, I see. Well, if it's a request from an adventurer, then I'll be happy to help you. I just so happen to have the device that you're looking for. Let me fetch it and show you, just to be sure.
Yes, this is it. Thank you so much.
That is not what I thought it would look like. It's way more magical and glowy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just got a little excited. Please go ahead.
To be honest, judging by what stands before me, I find it very hard to believe that you're an astute Ratawahist student.
Why?
Astrology is a hobby of mine, and these devices have cost me both time and mora to collect. I cherish them as if they were members of my own family.
Concerned we're thieves?
Which is why I don't let just anyone borrow them on a whim. These devices are delicate and can easily be damaged if used inappropriately.
Oh, that's completely understandable. What can I do to better gain your trust?
How about this? I don't need a deposit or anything, but I'd like you to share the contents of your research with me. I'll ask you some questions. If your explanation proves satisfactory, then I'll lend you the device.
Share the contents of my research and answer questions?
You can do it. This should be a piece of...
Alright, I'll try. But I can't disclose the actual details to you. How about a general overview of the research? Would that suffice?
Yes, that would be fine.
You're probably aware that astrologists rely on the movements of celestial bodies to calculate the past and the future, as well as attempt to summarize the correlating principles, correct?
That is the basic definition of astrology, yes. Come on, give us more.
Of course. This is the basic principle of astrology.
Thank you.
My current research is about a certain phenomenon called astral shift.
Interesting. That's not a topic any ordinary person would be familiar with. I have a basic understanding of the concept, but I'd like to hear you explain it.
Okay. Well, in short, it means that the results derived from astrology are prone to change. As time continues to flow, the stars change and everything else becomes affected by this change. However, what's actually driving the change is what's worth investigating.
She's right. Oh, I love that this is actually a thing. So it's not some magic-y thing. Astral shift is the shifting of the planet's rotation. So currently for astrology, we have them still linked. We have them linked to where they show up in the sky. So like Leo shows up in July. So July birthdays are Leo sort of thing. But back in Greek times when they were naming Leo, it was actually showing up in like May. Because of how the planet has adjusted over the last few thousand years. So it's actually May birthdays that are Leos based on the Greek astrology. And so that's what she's talking about, is how over time the math shifts. And so if you're doing dates, you're basing it on the star constellations, after a few thousand years your calculations are going to be off. If it's a prediction based on astrology, which is the belief that the stars, foretell things about a person based on if they're born under certain constellations. So that's what she's talking about, but she's trying to figure out what causes the change in a magical sense, when in the real world it's just time. It's just that the planet's rotation has changed a bit over the last few thousand years. So dates are different than they were back in the day. And so different stars show up at different times in the year now, based on a few thousand years ago. It's also because of leap years and the Greeks not doing a leap day, and so their calendar was off a little too. So that also messes it up a little. But I guess in Genshin there's actually a magic reason, and that's what she's studying. And I'm realizing this isn't interesting to anyone who doesn't already know about ancient history, astrology. So sorry about that tangent. I just found it interesting that they are doing it based on actual astronomy, science, and archaeological history of astrology.
I think that it might just be another law of nature.
Yeah.
If the changes follow a certain pattern or routine, then it could be explained as some law. But the changes are manifold, even when considering just a single star.
So they change, but not consistent with the planet's rotation adjustment. So the stars are moving, and not because of an offset of dates. It's what Layla is noticing in her notes.
The changes could be resulting from a simple single orbit shift, or it could be a more complex double orbit, or even a triple or quadruple orbit shift. These phenomena have a dramatic effect on astrological conclusions.
That's literally what I just explained, but I did not put it in simple words of orbit shift.
What I'm working on now is the research and prediction of the triple orbit shift phenomenon.
This I don't know. I don't know if they're making this one up.
Triple orbit? By yourself?
Apparently that's a lot of math.
Yes. That's right.
You do know that adding an extra star to the equation increases the computational workload by more than tenfold,
Yeah, that's
right?
what I thought. I'm like, that's a lot of math when you're doing the math rotation of 3 different orbits. It's a lot of math.
It does get a little complicated, but it's still manageable with the use of a few self-invented techniques and a large number of star logs and star charts.
Layla, I'm sorry. Did you just admit to inventing equations? Well, not inventing, but discovering astronomy equations? Self-invented techniques are not a thing unless you are actually thinking of actual equations and something. Layla, do you understand how much of a genius you have to be to do that? And you're just like, oh, it's not that hard if you're a genius. And you say you aren't smart. Oh my Layla, you're killing me.
Which leads us to why I'm in need of a high-precision celestial globe.
She needs to prove that her math is right. Please let her prove her math is right.
Amazing. I suppose I should never have judged a book by its cover. I thought you were just trying to half-heartedly deal with some school assignment.
No, it's her thesis.
Do I really look like that sort of person?
Don't worry. I'm just joking. I was a little cautious at first, but now I trust you completely.
Good. So Layla, whatever you do, don't break this one. Like you broke the other astronomy equipment.
It would make me extremely happy if my collection could assist a researcher in achieving tangible results. Just make sure you return it to me once you're done.
Of course.
Oh, thank you so much. I really needed this. Good thing Azam was willing to hear me out.
I find it funny that Ether is pretending to not understand what she was talking about when he comes from the stars. Maybe he doesn't understand how Tevat's stars and astrology works. Like, I guess that makes some sense, but it's sort of funny. Because he does know Mona.
Really? I was just explaining what it is I'm trying to do.
You're starting to show signs that you're going to be a genius someday, Layla. An actual genius.
Really? I don't know if you really mean it, but I'm happy to hear that. I guess even the hardest problems can be solved as long as I'm willing to try. Recording and comparing data will be much easier now that we have this device. I can do it all on my own, too.
Yay!
Let's continue with the plan. Can you help me with the rehearsal of my thesis defense? We can do that at the house of Dina.
So we are almost to the end of this. Thank you, sir, for saving the day and her thesis.
This seems like the best spot to do this. We'll need to be quiet so we don't disturb anyone. So here's what will happen during my thesis defense. After I present my thesis, the advisor sitting below will begin to ask questions.
And so you have to have answers for more detailed things, not in the thesis.
Theoretically, I should be able to answer any questions related to my thesis. However, I tend to get really nervous when my advisors look at me, and I end up completely forgetting what I plan to say.
Poor baby. So if we write down the notes and the answers...
That's why I want to rehearse and practice presenting my points in front of someone.
Alright, I'll be an academic advisor.
That's right. You should have gotten the gist of the content of my thesis when I was explaining it earlier. So ask away.
Oh no. Okay.
It's okay if your questions are a little off. I'll still treat them as real questions from an advisor and answer seriously.
Okay. Are you ready?
Wait a moment.
Layla, what do you think we're doing?
Alright, Layla, you got this. You were able to explain everything earlier, so you can do it again.
Yeah, like you already did your defense practice.
Alright, ask away.
Yeah, explain the application. I don't know what the Great Machine is, so I'm not going to ask about that. Please explain this equation.
Sure. The direction of this research is based on the results of previous research. It's about the feasibility of applying my methodologies to the remaining triple orbit problems. Based on a sample size of 124 cases, we could only achieve approximately 60% accuracy. The results were not reliable enough to be implemented as a law. You can see the common traits of the erroneous samples on page 3. Excuse me, I mean from the star logs in the appendix.
So you couldn't apply it as a law, but you found where the discrepancy was in the ones that don't line up with the law.
It's clear that in each of the erroneous samples, one of the stars underwent a significant shift. This means that, we not only need to limit the number of stars, but we may also need to consider the degree of shift when applying triple orbit shift algorithms. Stars with greater shifts are often key in astrology readings. The next step of the research should be... the next step should be to identify the feasible thresholds of shift for applying our calculations.
Okay, I'm realizing this might just become jargon, but I understand it, so I don't know how to explain it any better than what she's saying, or add more to it. It's concerning I'm following this, but yay, I understand some of this.
And that's my answer to your question. Do you have any other questions?
I do, because you didn't actually explain the triple thing, but I'm realizing I should probably already know it, in theory, from what's going on.
We're finally done. I'm gonna need more practice. I can feel myself getting flustered, and I start to stumble whenever I'm asked questions that I'm unfamiliar with.
But your logic is sound.
Oh, really? You mean it? Then this practice must be helping. During my first thesis defense, I stood like a statue on the stage and my palms were covered in sweat. I couldn't get a single word out.
So we've managed to address all the major
I didn't
challenges.
even realize it, but you're right. It doesn't seem like there's anything holding me back now.
You can finish up the rest and get your thesis done. We're so proud of you.
I guess that means I'm capable of completing the thesis all on my own.
Yay!
I can hardly believe it. This is
amazing.
We're so happy for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm really excited. This is the first time this has happened, really. I'm so happy.
You worked hard to reach this point. You don't need anybody else.
I'm not sure how to put this. I'm really happy about everything that's happened, but I'm also feeling a little sad.
Why?
I still don't know anything about the blessing from the stars. Will it never happen again since I don't need its help anymore?
Oh, I promise you, Other Layla will show up whenever she can, just for funsies.
That somehow makes me feel a little lonely.
Don't worry, Layla. Even by yourself, you are never truly alone.
Yeah, it almost makes the blessing feel like it was just a tool used for my studies, no? But I would really like to discover what the blessing actually is, if I ever get the chance. I want to express my gratitude for it, or better yet, maybe we could be friends.
I do want Layla and Other Layla to become friends. I feel like they should try. It's healthier when systems communicate, and so the fact that main Layla doesn't know about Other Layla is honestly not healthy. And so hopefully they can become friends.
That's basically how I feel about it. Even if I know nothing about the blessing, I could still feel its companionship all along.
Because the Other Layla is always there with me.
It's almost like how you help me. I really cherish and appreciate it. After all, it wouldn't be right to take such blessings for granted in our lives.
I'm sure it, in quotes, will also be happy to know you feel this way.
That's good. I hope it's a little more satisfied with the way I am now.
Now there's one other ending option. Why are there... I don't know, man. Let's do the defense. The other one. And we'll figure out why there's this...
This seems like the best spot to do this. So here's what will happen during theoretically. However, I tend. That's why. That's right. It's okay if your question. All right.
Do you know about the Great Machine?
Huh? No. What is that? Is this something that I didn't prepare for at all? You've got to be joking.
I'm sorry, Layla.
About this question,
So yeah, if it's something she has no idea about, she's
I'm sorry. I'm not feeling very well. Everything is spinning.
Are you okay? Are you gonna faint? Oh, Other Layla shows up.
I'm sorry. I haven't been sleeping very well lately. I tend to get dizzy from time to time, but don't worry, I'm fine now.
And not at all sleepy. We're both just gonna stand here in awkward silence.
What's wrong?
I'm waiting for you to answer my
Oh, sorry. Can you please repeat the question? I didn't hear you clearly just now.
I don't think it's an issue of whether or not you heard me. Well, it is. This Layla wasn't here when we asked the question, so she didn't hear us.
All right. I guess the cat's out of the bag. Of all the times to wake up. you're Layla's friend, right? And from the looks of things, the two of you are preparing for her thesis defense?
And you must be the blessing from the stars. Hi, Other Layla. How's it going? We accidentally summoned you this time.
With her long-term sleep deprivation, whenever her anxiety peaks, she loses consciousness and I take over. However, her unpredictable and varying sleep patterns are completely out of my control, so I have to make every second count.
So will you help us with this defense, then?
There's no one willing to help her here, so I have to step in. I am rather curious about you, though. Why are you trying to help her?
Well, she finally decided to face her problems, and she's working very hard.
Really? That's great. You're helping with all the things that I used to do for her.
We're your replacement. Oh no, Other Layla might try to take us out.
Seems like you've given her a boost of confidence with your encouragement. Now then, I can't really help her prepare for the thesis defense, so I'll be leaving some notes behind instead. You'll have to give them to her later. Okay, I should get started on those notes. If there's anything you're curious about, you may go ahead and ask now. I can answer you as I write. I'm used to multitasking. Oh, and I have to ask a favor. When you give the notes to her later, please don't tell her about my existence.
Every time, man. Why is that?
Well, she's always been in a fragile state. If she knew that there was another Layla who's always taking care of everything, she might feel like everything she's ever worked for is pointless, and that could lead to some demoralizing thoughts.
Like she's the useless Layla, when she's not. She just admitted to inventing calculations, man. She's very much a genius. She's just very tired.
She's a resilient girl, but no matter how resilient she may be, no one can hold up to criticism and torment from themselves. If her condition grows any worse, it's possible that I might cease to exist as well. Then there wouldn't be anyone to help her.
But she's not doing very well now either.
She's getting better though, isn't she? It's apparent how hard she's working now. She's my source of knowledge. I'm merely the representation of how she would be if she were rested and healthy.
I wished that was how she usually was.
I believe that she's one of the best, even in a place like the academia where geniuses come by the handful. But growth is a process and shouldn't be rushed. I will always believe in and support her.
It's a good thing she has you.
Believe me, even if she were to end up at rock bottom, she'd find a way to somehow laugh it off as one of her silly mistakes and climb her way out.
Oh.
That's the kind of person she is. All right, I've written down all the possible questions that I think the advisors might ask. Next, I'll put together a few words of encouragement for her. I'm not going to sign it, obviously. Oh, and don't forget about our agreement.
You never agreed to anything. You just asked me. We will never meet, but she will always walk alongside her. All endings reached. So, I'm not sure what... I feel like this is probably just failing. Yeah. This is probably just failing. I'm not getting the globe.
Yes? Ah, I see.
Yes, this is it. Sorry.
To be honest, astrology is a hobby of mine, and these devices have cost me both time, which is why I...
Oh,
How about this? If your explanation...
shit.
Hey, if you mess this up, you won't be able to gain his trust.
okay. My mind just decided to stray elsewhere for a moment. Give me a second to gather myself. Oh, is this the celestial globe that I needed to borrow?
Correct. I was about to test you with a few questions, but you suddenly started looking very uncomfortable.
Oh, don't worry about it. I don't sleep very well, so I tend to get a little dizzy from time to time. I'm fine now.
She seems a little different all of a sudden. Oh, I see. Well then, can you briefly summarize your area of research for me?
Please tell me you know some of our thesis.
With pleasure. I'll give you a general overview. You're probably aware that astrologists rely on the movements of the celestial bodies to calculate the past and the future.
It's the same explanation by Other Layla.
Due to the difficulty of designing an experiment and the challenges of validating theories about the past, and therein lies the largest complexity. Derived and validated conclusions may vary due to subtle changes caused by the flow of time and shifts in the stars.
I've heard about this before. I believe it's known as astral shift.
So their order is a little different.
One of the most classic challenges is to use 3 stars with shifting orbits to predict the overall changes that may have occurred.
Yeah, which is the... Okay, so that is what I thought it was. And yeah, no, she is making new astronomy calculations with space and physics. But she's calling it astrology. But she is calculating insane things.
Are you referring to the triple orbit problem? Yes, that really is a classic problem, and a very difficult one to tackle.
I came up with a set of prediction methods that encompass more than half of the triple orbit problems. However, there are quite a few limitations and requirements. This set of methods is already being put into practice at the Ratawa Starshan by my advisor, drastically simplifying the difficulty of calculations involved in the triple orbit problem.
So yeah, you already have one thesis down that is already having scientific application in the realm of study, but you're still panicked about your second thesis.
Yes, I've heard about that. The announcement made big waves in the astrology enthusiast community. So, you were the one who came up with that?
You mustn't judge a book by its cover, you know.
Yeah, so Layla calculated something insane and then still thinks she's stupid.
The thesis I'm working on this time aims to address the remaining triple orbit problems, as well as eliminate a portion of the methodology's limitations, which will make it easier to use.
I see. In that case, perhaps there's no one more fitting to operate this device than you. I just keep it as part of a collection, and I can't use it to its full potential like you can.
Thank you for understanding. I'll return it in perfect working order once I'm finished with it. Okay, we should be going now.
Now we are gonna...
What did we plan to do after this? I kind of forgot.
You aren't Layla, are you?
Huh? What makes you say that? Is there something off about me?
Your personality changed.
Fine. Looks like I can't keep the act up any longer. I even tried to look a little panicky to emulate her behavior.
You were so confident in all your answers, and yet you're saying at some point you try to act nervous? When? I didn't notice, because you were not as nervous as Other Layla. And you are the blessing from the stars. Yeah.
I suppose that is what she's been calling me.
And wisdom ceiling. And a bunch of other things.
With her long-term sleep deprivation, whenever her anxiety... However, her unpredictable and variable sleep, there's no one willing to help her here. I am rather curious about you, though. Really? That's great. Seems like you've given her a boost of confidence. She's only steps away from the finish line. Anyway, what's the plan from here?
You're going to practice your thesis.
I see. Well, it wouldn't be of any help if I practiced for her, but I'll leave some notes that should come in handy. Come on, let's go back to the house of Dana to make preparations. You'll have to tell her later when she wakes up. Okay, I should get started on those notes. If there's anything you're curious about, you may go ahead and ask now. Oh, and I have to ask a favor. Well, she's old. She might feel she's a resilient if her condition grows any worse. She's my soul. I believe that but growth is a that's the kind of all right, I'm not going to sign it off.
So, yeah, I think this is one of the first ones to do that. Have two options to go one way or the other. Anyway, we got 3 more hangout people to do, and Chiori. I sort of want to save, Lynette's until we get closer to Arlecchino's release, because I feel like those will be connected, depending on what we learn at the update this Friday. We're getting the 4.6 update stream, which will give us hints of what's coming next update, and then I'll know when I want to do Lynette's. So next week on Wednesday will probably be Chiori's, just to give it out of the way. And then it will probably be Lynette's the week after that, because that'll be the week Arlecchino's out. We'll do all of the Arlecchino wishes. They already announced that they're gonna give us a new chest compass, which will help us find more chests in the overworld. I'm hoping to do that to finish Dragon. Hopefully that will give me a few more 3 months. Because of the new daily quest thing. Okay, finish all of Layla's endings. So, yep. I guess I already got Layla's special one last time. Yeah, get a letter from the Wisdom Sealy. But anyway, these are all the temporary. Well, the Coupon Cafeteria survey is a different one. I finally got all the good signs. Finally did Whispers in the Wind. Apologize to Timmy. Finally did Unseen Razor. Yay. Helped Anna become an adventurer. And Prelude to a Journey. So I'm almost done with all the Wonders of the World ones, I think. I don't know how many I have left of those. Oh, and right, Charlotte's birthday was today. wishes. And she's guaranteed. And history-wise, I think I have like 20 here already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 5 is 30. Another 5. Well, 6. No, 5 times 6 is 30. Yeah. Because 5 times 5 is 25. So yeah, so I got 30 wishes in already. I'm guaranteed because I lost my 50-50 to Chi-Chi. And so I only need another 50 wishes. Problem is, I also want her weapon. And I do not have any pity built up on the weapon banner. Because it's been so long since I last wished on the weapons banner. I have no wish history. And if I don't have a wish history, I don't have a built-up pity. Because it doesn't think I've ever wished on this banner. But I know I want her weapon. I know I want Arlecchino's weapon, so it's gonna be hard. We'll see if we get anywhere. It's because I did enough things for that, but I'm still gonna do my dailies. I don't know why it gave me good sign in. Like I said, I just unlocked the achievement. Maybe I've done all of the leeway ones.
Work hard and live each day to the full.
Story quest one. Stories of the Geo Archon. So I need to do that one, and then I should be done. Hopefully. The leeway daily quests, and we can move on to Inazuma daily quests. Woo. Anyway, I think we'll be wrapping up stream there.
We're way behind schedule.